Turning old DC school buildings into living spaces is more common than you think. I'll show you two old school buildings on Capitol Hill as my first two examples. There was a large wave of schoolhouse conversions stemming from the district's program of selling its surplus of closed schools during the 1990s. The schoolhouse surplus is partially a result of decades of school segregation, separate schools for black and white children. I'll show you more in future videos, but first let's start with the Pierce School near the 8th Street corridor in Northeast DC. This location is just a block away from all the action and energy of 8th Street, including restaurants, bars, a Whole Foods, and the free 8th Street streetcar that would take you to Union Station. The Pierce School lofts on Maryland Avenue Northeast started as a segregated school, became a venue for dogfighting, and then a homeless shelter in the 1990s before becoming luxury loft apartments in 2004. The school was named after the 14th President of the United States, Franklin Pierce. The school was built in 1895, and Pierce was built for white students because of school segregation in DC in the 1800s. 50 years later, the school became a black school after the neighborhood's demographics changed. By the 1970s, the school was no longer in operation. It was vacant for some years, during which time the Washington Post reported that it was a haven for drug users while the schoolyard was used for dogfights. It was sold to developers Jeff Prinz and Chris Swanson in year 2000 for just $275,000. The building was a shell with 4 feet of water in the basement with pigeons and rodents as tenants. The couple completed an extensive renovation of the building in 2004. Pierce School Lofts is the conversion of a 3-story red brick DC school building turned into 10 loft units. Prince and Swanson realized that the schoolhouse, with its already divided rooms, many of which are well lit and spacious, is a natural form to be converted into small living units. Many of the original features of the building included chalkboards remain in each unit. Unit featured loft interiors with exposed brick, oversized windows, and ceiling heights of 13 feet and higher. The finished product consisted of a sprawling 9,500 square foot loft on the top 2 floors, which would serve as Prince and Swanson's personal residence. The penthouse has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, a commercial-grade kitchen with an 18-foot marble island with a cafeteria rail from the original kitchen, a 14-seat movie theater where the seats came from the first-class section of an old airplane, a saltwater aquarium, old classroom lockers, and a private 800-square-foot roof deck. The bones of the Pierce School were largely kept intact as part of the conversion, creating 8 units with ceiling heights from 13 feet to as high as 35 feet in the penthouse unit. Condos on the ground floor have their own private outdoor space, and all units share the black bottom pool. A row house in the back of the school was also retrofitted into flats when the lofts were originally completed for a total of 10 units. Jeff Prince said, "Construction started in late 2001 and we finally called it home in 2004. Renters didn't move in until a year later." Prince and Swanson brought in a hefty amount of monthly rental income, somewhere between $2,500 and $2,700 a month per unit. DC restaurateur Spike Middleton, a former contestant on the TV show Top Chef and owner of several local eateries, lived in the renovated Pierce School. The 33-year-old chef at the time has rented a loft in the school for several years starting in 2011, and he paid $2,400 per month. He slept in a bed within a turret. stored his belongings in a former student cloakroom, and cooks in a kitchen raised on a platform that looks over his living space. Blackboards along one wall came in handy for making to-do lists for his businesses, including Bernays on Capitol Hill and The Shepherd, a bar near DuPont Circle. His unit, along with all the others, are being sold as condos instead of rentals. The condo strategy comes after Prince and Swanson tried to sell the entire building for $7.2 million in 2013 and had to drop the price in 2014 to $6.5 million. But instead of being offered as a package deal, the 10 residences at the former DC school were being sold individually in 2018. Condos range from $375,000 to $649,000, and the penthouse listed for $2.9 million. Prince and Swanson were sad to leave their home that they built, but they didn't go far for their next project. In 2013, the couple purchased the former New Union Garage at 643 Maryland Avenue Northeast, one of the first garages to open in the city. Just like they did with the Pierce School, the plan was to transform an old Capitol Hill garage into their new home, renovating the 4,000 square foot garage and build 2 more stories on top of the existing building before selling it. The second school I'll take you to is Edmonds on D Street Northeast. This former school on Capitol Hill has a multitude of windows, and units have an open kitchen concept. Built in 1903, it was converted to residences in the spring of 2014. Unit owners can enjoy exposed brick scattered throughout their unit, although the main area has wood floors and the bedrooms have carpet. Residents have access to a large roof deck, parking spaces, bike storage, and a grill. When the Edmonds School was built in 1903, it served the white community on Capitol Hill. The school was named after James B. Edmonds, the 4th president of the D.C. Board of Commissioners in 1883 until 1886. This 3-member board governed D.C. before there was a city council created with the Home Rule Act of 1973. After the school's closing in the 1990s, the property was later occupied by the National Association for Equal Opportunity in Higher Education. In 2014, the school was converted into 20 condominiums and 4 adjacent townhouses for a total of 24 units. The townhouses were built on the parking lot next to the school, and the building's design also includes 14 parking spaces. The condo parking spaces are an additional $35,000. The townhouses each come with their own parking space. The condos will range from 500 to 1,800 square feet, and the prices range from $300,000 to $1.8 million. Part of the appeal of an old school turned into condos is the variety of designs in the spaces once used as classrooms, cloakrooms, and bathrooms. These spaces are obviously not cheap, but they are different. Would you convert an old school into your new home if you was given the opportunity? DC not only in the process of turning old schools into homes, but the plan is already underway to turn unused office buildings into apartments. A lot of businesses have employees working from home, and now downtown DC has a surplus of office buildings. If you wanted to live in a building with an unusual history, you can do it in DC. I'm Dickie D, your DC tour guide, and I will see you in the next video.